Well, let's move on. And as promised, we were going to talk with the founder of Wow Momo. Remember, they've raised $23 million in a Series B funding round led by Tiger Global, which takes the valuation of the company now to 860 crores versus 300 crore rupees that it had garnered just last year. Let's bring on board Sagar Daryani. He's the company's co-founder and CEO. Sagar, thanks so much for joining in and great to have you on board. Congratulations on that fundraise from Tiger Global. Tell us how much they've invested and what does this take the valuation of the company to?
Thank you, Avan. I think Tiger Global has put in 130 crores primary into the business, and this takes our valuation to about 860 crores, post the funding, that is. We've also done a small secondary part exit to the IEN, which is another 3 million USD, so another 21 odd crores goes there. The IEN, we've given them an exit of 7x in like 4 years. So feel happy and proud that, we could give a part exit to my angel investors. So that's about it.
Oh, I'm sure you're pretty thrilled. And tell us a little bit more about how much you've raised so far. What is the plan with your IPO? I believe that's on the anvil. And, with this fundraise, does that push the plan for the IPO a bit earlier?
I think IPO is a long way to go. I think we definitely want to make it a blockbuster IPO, but I think IPO is still 5 years from now. I think with the current funding, we're going to really expand very smartly. We're a profitable company. With the profits that we make every month, we can open 4 stores a month. Now with the funding coming in, we can aim at opening 12 to 15 stores a month. The last 11 months, we've been opening 10 stores every month. So our run rate has been very aggressive. We've really been very aggressive with our funding, and we want to continue that pace of growth. And continue remaining profitable.
Okay, tell us a little bit more then about the cloud kitchens that you're planning to open. What is going to be the capex for this, and what are your expansion plans for stores by the end of the year for Wow Momo as well as Wow China, because you're also looking at international markets down the line?
Not at the moment. I think India is a very big country. Every city in India is like a country in a country. A Bombay is like so big, a Delhi is so big. So we can have 100 stores in a Bombay or a Delhi alone. So I think for us, the next 5 years is definitely the India story. I think going forward, we would be focusing a lot on, a combination of brick and click and mortar rather than a brick and mortar. So that is where the cloud kitchen play comes into play. I mean, looking into the way times are trending, I think delivery has become a very important part of our growth. We do a huge number of deliveries with Swiggy, with a Zomato, and we feel that the consumer wants convenience, right? So keeping the consumer convenience in mind, we're going to set up many cloud kitchen model stores also. But I think it's going to be a hybrid version of real estate retail with the right location in the right format to go with the cloud kitchen model where, we're going to have a few delivery stores where Wow Momo and Wow China would operate together, and we might just create another new brand called a Wow X. The X is still a mystery. But yeah, going forward, I think we're looking at a combination of brick and mortar, a very hybrid combination. But largely, you can see that 70% of our stores would be brick and mortar, and another 30% would be largely focused on delivery and consumer convenience. Last year, we opened 84 stores. This year, we're looking at opening 120 stores. We've already opened 56 stores. So I think we are running at the right pace, at the right run rate, and it's about opening the right location, the right format in the right place and the right time.
Fair enough. And what are the updates on the plans on working for a technology to sell chilled momos in supermarkets that's on the lines of the supermarket sushi? Do you fear any cannibalization of your existing momo offerings on the back of this move? And tell us, when will the sauces be available on the retail shelves?
A very good question. So basically, like you have the supermarket sushi culture abroad, we believe that Momo has now become a household name, and Wow Momo has become a household name. So again, keeping the consumer convenience in mind, we've worked on a technology where we're going to make momos available off the shelf. And when it comes to cannibalizing, I think it's just going to extend the brand and the product range because the product is going to be more readily available. Obviously, we're going to be very smart in playing with the mix of momos that we sell in supermarkets compared to what we sell at the stores. So, there is going to be a lot of novelty at the store because at Wow Momo, we are known for our innovation, right? We've taken up a steam momo to a pan-fried momo to a momo burger to a chocolate momo to a butter masala momo, a butter chicken momo, butter paneer momo, sizzler momos. So I think that's going to keep the excitement there running and gunning at the store level. Coming to convenience, like when you feel hungry at home, you have a 2-minute Maggi, right? So why can't you have a 2-minute Momo? And Momo is something which we've created a revolution around momos. We are looking at creating gluten-free momos. We already have wheat-based momos. So, I think it's one of the healthiest form of snack or QSR that one could have. And to give that convenience to the consumer, a lot of our customers wanted, to pack the momos and consume it after 2 days, after 4 days. So keeping that in mind, we've come up with the concept of chilled momos, which will be very soon available off the shelves across supermarkets. Talking about our sauces, I think our sauce is something that's very famous. A lot of the consumers would come to our store and they would request for an extra packet of sauce. So we would wonder that why do they want that extra packet of sauce? So then we realized that they would have it with a Maggi, with a pasta, they would have it with parathas. So the Wow Momo sauce has got its own novelty, it's created its own niche, and we want to now start marketing it and selling it off the shelves. I think we're looking at going live with the sauces by the first week of, by the first quarter of next year, which is 2020. And with regards to the chilled momos, I think that would take another year from now, because we've cracked the technology, we've cracked the R&D. I think now we're going to be investing a lot in the back-end infra to get that gunning and rolling.
And are you worried at all about competition from some of the other QSR companies? What's the strategy in place to offset that competition? And, in light of that, I'm sure there are new items and offerings that you're looking at. Can you tell us about that?
So I think with regards to momos, it's a virgin market. I think we don't see any competition. Rather, we've created a new category of QSR. Today, you go to any mall, the mall would prefer to have a Domino's, a KFC, a Burger King, and then a Wow Momo, right? So we've created our own niche and our own category. So I'm not really worried about competition. Rather, I'm happy that today we are being compared to a Domino's or a Subway. They are my role model brands, and operating alongside them, I think it just gives us the challenge to step up our game and to compete with them. So I'm really glad and happy about that. Talking about our new brand Wow China, obviously a lot of competition with the Chinese cuisine. However, I feel that there is no branded Chinese QSR chain across the country. Like you go to North India, Chinese is the preferred cuisine. After North Indian, you go to South India, Chinese is the preferred cuisine after South Indian, right? But there's no national brand. You have a brand in Delhi, you have a brand in Bombay, a brand in Bangalore. So I think we want to fill in that gap. We feel that we've really cracked QSR operations in India. We've not really cracked the way we sell momos. We've cracked the art of doing QSR in India, and now we want to make Chinese QSR-ish. So it's more about the Indian cuisine, the Chinese Indian that we are focusing on, and we're going to make this a national brand, and hopefully we already have 11 stores in the last 6 months across 4 cities, and we want to be the first national Chinese QSR brand that's actually cracked Chinese in QSR. So I see a lot of local competition there, but I feel the menu innovation, the menu curation, like today at Wow China, we would be known for a Chinese bhel, we would be known for a chili cheese stuffed mushroom, we would be known for a chicken wrapped prawn, we would be very, very well known for our khao-suey, which is going to be like super famous. So I think we've really cracked the right menu, the right assortment, and it's going to be authentic Indian cuisine, the Chinese Indian cuisine that we're going to serve.
Okay, now reports are also suggesting, Sagar, that Chinese cuisine is the second most non-domestic cuisine that's consumed in India. So tell us more about your plans for Wow China that's focusing on the Chindian cuisine, that's the Indianized version of Chinese cuisine. Have you seen higher margins for this than the traditional Wow Momos, which is what you really started off with?
Yeah, definitely we've seen better margins, because at Wow Momo, we need to have a hub and spoke model where it's a central kitchen and then it's supply chain logistics. Now for Chinese, we've tried to do everything at the store level. So obviously we do have a hub and spoke model where the sauces and the entire mitza and the gravy is prepared, but the entire food is completely prepared at the store itself, right? So the back-end kitchen cost is taken care of. Talking about Chinese being the second most preferred cuisine, that's what the NRAI report says, and I completely back it. I think the way we've seen Chinese food evolving in India, the spicy chili chicken or a chili paneer or a Hakka noodles or a hot garlic noodles, I think it's got a long way to go. Right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, you go to any city, you'll see a famous Chinese restaurant or an operator doing really high numbers and doing really good business, right? So we want to make this QSR-ish, and that's what we are focusing on, so that you get the same taste in a Bangalore or a Bombay or a Delhi or a Calcutta. Going forward, I think the best part about us operating Wow China is that we already have 282 Wow Momo stores, right? So if I have to plant my next 40 Wow China stores, I'm planting a Wow China store beside every Wow Momo store. So my real estate costs, risk is taken care of. I'm leveraging on my real estate experience. I'm leveraging on my business development skills, and I'm ensuring that from day one itself, I have more chances of being profitable and getting good revenue, higher revenues than being in losses, because I am choosing the right location and positioning myself in the right manner. So in a way, I don't think Wow China is going to cannibalize Wow Momo. Rather, we are just replacing the neighborhood Chinese brand there along with a branded national QSR chain, and that's what our aim and our goal is.
Financials then, the brand's revenue, I understand, touched about 120 crores in FY19. Are you on track for a target of 200 crores this fiscal? What are your projections for revenues down the line post this fundraise?
Yeah, so I think we cracked 120 crores last financial year. We are looking at touching anything between 185 to 190 crores this year. So we are bang on track. I think we've been growing at a 50% plus CAGR for the last 3 years. And for the first time ever, last quarter, we hit a double-digit EBITDA. So I'm really glad about that. We've been able to maintain and take up our pace of expansion along with improve our profitability. It's a very rare combination to have. I think hats off and kudos to the entire team to be able to do that. Going forward, I think our target is to get to 1,000 crores of top line in the next 4 to 5 years and set up 1,000 stores. I think we are quite bullish on it. We've given ourselves 5 years to achieve it, but I will not be surprised if the team is able to do it in 4 years' time.
And finally, Sagar, according to a FICCI and Technopack report, the food services market in India is expected to reach 5.5 trillion by 2022. So what's the long-term game plan? What's the strategy in place to capitalize on this growth?
See, like I said, I think we've cracked the art of being QSR in India. It's not just about momos. So we position ourselves as a platform for QSR. Right, so going forward, I think you have a Wow China now, you have a Wow Momo now. I think the economy and the food market is going to phenomenally grow. The online aggregators like a Swiggy and a Zomato are going to add to it. It's about consumer convenience at the end of the day. However, it has to be a right mix of demand and supply. I'm completely for non-discounting or non-deep discounting, I would say, because ultimately the consumer comes to online delivery for convenience, right? And if you give him the right food quality with the right convenience, I don't see the room for having deep discounting in future. So I don't see any burn happening from there as far as the Wow Momo is concerned. However, I feel Wow Momo Foods is now going to position itself as a click and mortar QSR play. I think we've really cracked the art of doing QSR in India, and I think it's a huge, massive market. We want to be one of the first Indian brands to go global. So the aspiration level is there that in 12 years from now, I want to see a Wow Momo at Times Square, New York. I am able to visualize it. I'm able to think of it, and I hope the team is able to achieve it. It's going to be a matter of pride for us, because we've seen brands like Domino's, KFC, McDonald's come from abroad to India. And if we can create an Indian QSR that can go from India to abroad, I think we're going to make our nation and our countrymen proud.